So busy week this week. Can you talk about just kind of where you guys are going with all the different updates now, and what your kind of overall strategy is now?
Yeah, that's another big question. So yeah, we had a big week of Foursquare. Everything from getting President Obama to sign up to launching tip lists, to launching events, to launching a new version of the iPhone client. And it's, like internally we talk about it as different pieces of the puzzle. I mean, like there's 1,000 different pieces, and we're starting to, create the different, pieces to put together, and we're slowly starting to assemble them. Like so, tip list is really interesting because it gives us a lot of signal about, which venues people think are really important, and what are the ones that they want to link together, and what are the ones that they want to share with their friends. And that's ultimately going to help us make, our recommendation engine, the Explore tab, a little bit stronger within the app. Events is really interesting. It's metadata around time and place. So we have a lot of information about the types of events that people like to go to and the types of events that are popular. And it's interesting for a lot of reasons. Like we can surface that stuff within trending, within the app, so you can see like, hey, which bands are playing and which ones are really exciting right now, to what movies are really trending on Foursquare or trending in your particular city. And people will be able to dig back in their history and see all the interesting things that they've done in the past, and all that information will be able to will go into the Explore tab and help out with recommendations as well. And that's just the stuff that we built this week. Like we're constantly just churning out new ideas and banging at new features and lots of new prototypes, and there's just so much that we can do in the space, and it's been incredibly interesting because the company is getting at this this scale with we've got over 10 million users, and we've got over 700 million check-ins. Like there's just really interesting things that we can do with all the check-in data and recycling it back to users to help them have more positive and more interesting experiences in the real world.
It sounds like you were talking though about we used to think about it. Foursquare is going towards the future, but you really have an opportunity to mine the past, and what you're talking about with like augmented memory. I mean, can you talk about what the past means to Foursquare?
Yeah, well, the past is like all the check-ins that you've, like all the Foursquare check-ins that you've already done, right? So there's a history tab within Foursquare, and we haven't really done a good job of allowing people to search through all of that. But all of that, like all of the insight that we have, goes into the Explore recommendation engine. So like based upon what you've done in the past, influences the stuff that we show you as recommendations. So I mean, a lot of people think of Foursquare as this tool that exists in the present tense, like where are my friends or what's going on right now. But really, we spend a lot of time and effort like looking at all the check-ins in the past to help you find things that are really relevant to you in the present, and potentially things that could be relevant to you in the future.
What's the situation with the revenue? It seems like you guys are now, I mean, how should we think about all the different things with the Groupon and the living social stuff, and then the merchant tools? I mean, what will the kind of business be built on?
Yeah, I think it's built on a lot of those different pieces. We're really excited to be working with all these different deal providers, like the Groupons and the living socials and the Guild and Buy With Me, because it's providing a lot of value to Foursquare users. Like Foursquare users love saving money with a lot of the deals that we have within the system, and it's helping us learn about what users really like and what the best way to show some of these things are. Longer term, I think about all the things that we can do, that we're doing with local merchants right now, like enabling them to see dashboards and stats about the types of people that come into their business, and who their best customers are and who their best customers could potentially be. We offer stats dashboards and specials built on top of that. And I think the real big opportunity for Foursquare is all the other tools that we can build on top of that foundation, the specials foundation, the dashboard foundation, and all of that stuff will be coming in the future.
Okay. And so what was a bigger deal for you guys, Obama or for you personally, the worst stress list?
I think Obama is probably one of the biggest things to happen to Foursquare. Like if you asked me 2 years ago, I never would have guessed that we would have been, we'd have the President of the United States using Foursquare. If you asked me about the worst stress list, I probably could have guessed that would happen, but the President, probably not.
Okay. Thank you for the time.
Great. Thanks for coming over.